Namaste, this is Manjunath Murthy from Know Your Yoga. As the title of the video suggests, I'll be talking about the 5 misconceptions that people may have about yoga. So let's get straight to it. We live in a world where people are quick to jump to get educated about the latest and hot topic through various channels. With that comes ambiguity due to overload of information and dilution of information from the top channel to the end consumer. This may cause a person to have wrong notions and misconceptions. One such thing that surrounds yoga is that yoga is for people who are flexible. Some are under the impression that if they are not naturally flexible, they won't be able to perform yoga. Yoga is one of the ancient sciences known to mankind, and it was primarily adopted as a lifestyle to enhance one's functioning of life and betterment of the same. It was not merely an exercise for the body, but it went beyond that and focused on transforming an individual not just physically but psychologically, emotionally and spiritually. Physiological changes or flexibility are added benefits to it. I'm sure most of the viewers here can agree mind is the most difficult aspect to get a control of. So getting physically flexible will be less challenging if a person takes the right approach towards knowing themselves in and out. And then adopting a proper asana practice comprising of breathing, loosening and warm-up practices which makes the body supple and mobile, which eventually helps in getting flexible. So yes, you can start yoga without having any prior flexibility. It's just a matter of finding the right teacher to educate you about it. The second misconception I'll be talking about is the one that mostly fitness heads believe to be true, is that yoga kills gains or yoga doesn't help you in muscle growth and reduce your muscles which you may have developed from lifting weights. Well, this is wrong. Muscle growth happens when there is hypertrophy, which simply means growth of muscular cells. To make this happen, there are many ways like lifting weights, performing squats or push-ups, which help in something known as eccentric lengthening and concentric shortening. To make it even simple, one can say that muscles grow when there is a certain range of motion other than what it is used to regularly. But the factor that's vital in hypertrophy or muscle growth is rest and nutrition. Yoga asanas have a lot of varied muscular movements and also isotonic contraction and lengthening of muscles, which simply means holding a particular pose. I'll not be talking about the terms used here for those movements to keep it simple. There are many people who build muscles through just body weight exercises. Yoga asanas also fall under that category where you use your body weight alone and not any other weights. On the contrary to what people believe, yoga helps in muscle growth through quicker restoring of the breakage of muscles and also speeding up the process of relaxation. Stretching induces blood flow and enhances the relaxation which is needed for the growth. It also avoids injuries so you can be consistent. Furthermore, it helps in deoxygenization, which is exactly the opposite of what happens when you put your body through the stress of lifting weights. Another point of doubt in people's mind, sometimes debated openly and sometimes with prejudice, is whether the practice of yoga leads to specific religious beliefs. Many are interested in yoga but skeptical or scared to try. While mindfully done, yoga may lead a person more in the path of spirituality. It does not endorse a specific religion. However, if one is religious, whichever that may be, a yoga practice done with awareness can move him or her closer to that faith. Chants or prayers may be adopted to increase awareness towards specific faiths. This is a personal preference and not enforced by yogic tradition. In fact, the prayers we usually chant like Sahana Bhavatu or Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha is chanted for the well-being of oneself and everything around. Each one's path and journey tend to be different, and that is alright in yoga. With better observation and awareness of one's gross body, subtler mind and breathing, the journey can lead to a wholesomeness and harmony that is very much connected with everything around. One may call this a spiritual experience or just a peaceful state of being. After all, no religion asks you to not be peaceful. Another misconception that is slowly being addressed by various yoga gurus all over the world is yoga being limited to asana or physical activity to stay fit. This has happened especially in the current generation because we are all so focused on how we look and whether we are detoxified from the inside. But yoga definitely has more to offer other than that. Yoga has yama and niyamas, which are a certain set of rules one can adopt in life to lead a simpler and blissful life. We all know that human beings are on top of the food chain, making us the beings of higher conscience and consciousness. What good is a body if it gets a regular dose of oxytocin peak but the mind is in constant turmoil? For this reason, one must unravel the deeper dimensions of yoga like meditation to help increase their concentration, to develop a still, peaceful and a mind that is not easily perturbed. With this unlocking the ability to see the realest of things and to be closer to the nature around us which nourishes us and hopefully give back to it and live harmoniously. That brings us to the last misconception I'll cover in this video, that is through yoga one can't lose weight. You may have heard this from people and also might believe in it after seeing yoga teachers from India who themselves look not fit. Losing weight has become such a psychological thing that people try every which way to do it through cardio, gymming, running, keto diet, etc., and in turn develop problems too. All this may work temporarily, but they are not a great option for long term. So how can yoga help here? Yoga can help in the long term by putting health over everything else and keeping a healthy and optimum internal functioning, and also mitahara, that is moderate food consumption, is propagated in yoga. It impacts metabolism of a person without doing any damage and can help people of all age to lose weight, as it's not expecting you to put strain on weight bearing joints but to keep them healthy and improve the hormonal function, which in turn will help in proper allocation of fats and other substances in the body. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it was insightful. If you are not already subscribed, consider doing it. Like, share and comment on this video. Shubhamastu.